In the past, the Dragoon was known for being the kind of class that hit the floor first before escaping to fight another day. Nowadays, they are presented as one of the most reliant DPS in 14 since its upgrade in Stormblood. Now, as we reach the endgame where raiding and gear grinding becomes necessary for further achievement, we can now talk about Dragoons with the utmost seriousness. That being said, the first comment that has the word floor tank in it will be allowed to ask me a question which may be the subject for my next video. Make the question valuable, please. So it's pretty much known that Dragoons are straightforward in its combo game. 3 skills made for weakening your foe and 3 skills to finish them off. As one would know if they played as Dragoon, the class has a very basic setup from start to finish. There isn't very much to the class, as people would like to argue. As the skills aren't hard to learn, especially due to the changes we have in Stormblood, but even before the change, the class wasn't so sophisticated as to being a finger twister like the Summoner or a combo-free keyboard destroyer like the Monk. Dragoons are very simple, they are straight to the point, for which is why I will talk about the class and how it can be played, though I doubt it will be very different from everyone else who made a guide. Seriously. The Dragoon class is stated to be a pretty high choice on the list of DPS. They are very easy to use and pretty much noob friendly for those who decide to pick it up, or if they started the game. The first thing you will learn are the 3 skills that pretty much cause the most damage in a combo. True Thrust, Vorpal Thrust, and Full Thrust. These 3 skills are your end combo when you are ready to dish out the damage. This is something you will learn early game. In my case, I'll leave the skills next to each other for easy access. The 3 other skills are Impulse Drive, Disembowel, and Chaos Thrust. This is your buff debuff combo that you will use before your initial damage combo. There really isn't anything to memorize other than doing this combo first before that combo, and when getting to know the Dragoon, you will soon find that the ease of not having any procs or branching options for other skills as a class that may seem boring, or at the very least simple as I said before, but don't let its simple gameplay distract you from what it ultimately is, a solid and very effective DPS. As you play on, you'll find 2 skills that make the heavy damage it does seem like you're halfway doing a Kingdom Hearts 2 combo, though Kingdom Hearts is still way more combo confusing than the Dragoon will ever be. Those skills are Blood for Blood and Life Surge, Blood increasing power by 15% but suffering 10% more damage, and Life Surge, a 100% chance of your next weapon skill being a critical hit. Now you see the center for the Dragoon's prowess, that being popping off Blood for Blood, weakening your foe and buffing yourself, going into your heavy damage combo, and ending it with Life Surge empowered Full Thrust. Fun stuff, right? Oh, but I did forget that before you even touch your skills, the first thing you should use is Heavy Thrust, which increases your overall damage by 15% with it lasting for 30 seconds. Plenty of time to do heavy damage with your empowered combos. In between your combos is the signature jump ability. Having a 30-second cooldown makes it a good off skill to use between your combos. And when I mean off skill, I mean non-universal skills that doesn't disrupt your combos and are not part of a universal cooldown. Jump, Spine Shatter Dive, and Dragon Fire Dive are all off skills and can all be done in between combos for more damage. Later on, they will be pivotal in allowing you to unleash a form that grants you quite the frontal ability. And by saying this, I mean to transition into Blood of the Dragon. This buff allows for additional skills called Fang and Claw and Willing Thrust to activate, which after the Stormblood update Fang and Claw is executed after Chaos Thrust in Blood of the Dragon, and Willing Thrust after Full Thrust, also in Blood of the Dragon. These skills keep your blood up so you can have access to a 30% buff to your jump abilities. Well, only jump and Spine Shatter Dive. For some reason, Dragon Fire Dive really gets no love in Stormblood. After getting a handle of blood management, which is funny seeing how this job is a favorite of mine, and like Dark Knight, it also uses blood. Anyway, after getting a handle of its management, Gear Skullgul will be at your beck and call. But it does not end there. For going into Stormblood, you start to notice that your skills pick up on keeping blood active at almost the whole time. This puts into question as to how this is supposed to keep the Dragoon off the floor, as you'll be trying to keep that diminishing blood gauge up, since you'll be needing it for Mirage Dive and Astral. Mirage Dive is something quite soft and uncomplicated, as all you need to do is use Jump or Spine Shatter for it to proc, obviously in Blood of the Dragon form, after which you'll send a burst of energy in the air only for it to dive down on the enemy and putting one counter on this thing. This is the Gaze of the First Brood, and your mission at level 70 is to get this thing to open and use the skill Nastron. Nastron is basically a stronger Gear Skullgul, but the times you can use it is 3 times in 30 seconds rather than 1 time every 30 seconds. So, while in Blood, you'll be encouraged to jump and Spine Shatter while opening the Gaze until you reach 3 Gaze counters. That's when you make sure you are at least 27 seconds in Blood, or as close to a full 30 seconds as possible. This makes Nastron an off skill that can be used 3 times in 30 seconds after using Gear Skullgul to go into Life of the Dragon. Only in Life of the Dragon can you use Nastron. There is no way of refueling Life of the Dragon, and after it ends, you'll be gifted with 20 seconds of Blood of the Dragon. Dragoon has just went from being simple to being a resource management, time precious DPS that is encouraged to keep blood up, which means always being in battle in order to keep your gaze from closing. Though not very encouraging for those who wish to stay alive or take it at a pace, this makes the simple DPS a more rush-in job that still has basic combos, but has the longest setup for a combo to do massive damage. The pros to this are the slew of all skills you are able to utilize while getting to the perfect hit. The con would be the long setup and the rush and encouragement that doesn't seem so healthy for a DPS, especially one known for being the floor tank. In my opinion, this DPS is still one of the best starter classes in the game, steadily showing you how to use the job, trickling in buffs and debuffs for slow understanding, reaching out to resource management to add a sense of upkeep, with the final spurt giving you a challenge of reaching an end goal, which is an attack efficiency that makes your damage output skyrocket. A simple enough class to understand with a rewarding end. I think now we can say that Dragoons are no longer the floor tank of the game, but if that's true, what job took its place? Thank you so much for watching this video, and as always, if you wish to support this channel, please take a gander at my Patreon. I do have some stuff set up if you want to take a look. And if you want to see me not in just videos and want to see me on stream, I do stream every other day. Follow my Twitter if you want to know when I will start streaming. And sincerely guys, I do want to thank you for watching this video. I've been going through a bit of trouble, and not to make you guys worry, but it's a bit of chaos on this side. Making videos is actually bringing me a little bit of a calm, and having you guys watch it is making me feel a little bit more happy right now. So let's hope we can just get through this together, right? Alright, I'll see you in the next video.